Welcome to Leadership Moments.
In every great leader's life, there are pivotal moments that shape their character, test their resilience, and awaken their vision.
Together, we'll uncover the invaluable lessons hidden within these transformative moments.
Welcome back to Leadership Moments podcast, dedicated to all of you leaders out there. And our role today is to really give you some insights, strategies, and hopefully some inspiration. I'm Tracy Ann Palmer, and joining me today is my fabulous co-host, Stacey Costa. How you doing today, Stacey?
I am well. It is early for the beginning of the week for us, but I'm doing good. And we'll get through this on this type of episode that we're doing. So I'm excited about this topic with what we're going to be talking about. We're diving into a topic that's vital, yet often overlooked, even in my own career at one time, which is investing in yourself throughout your entire career. And it can truly transform your professional journey when you do invest in yourself.
Yeah, it's really interesting you said that, because I also remember, up until I think maybe 2 years ago, I didn't. And it's really interesting. So, whether you are looking at continuous learning, mentoring, coaching, as Stacey said, investing in yourself can make a significant difference. And today we're not just going to talk about why it's important, but we're going to really back that up with some solid industry data that we've been researching as we're working with our clients and really sharing that actionable tips for all of our listeners. So, Stacey, why do you think so many people, at least from where we come from, right? What we've seen in our careers, why do you think so many people hesitate to invest in their own growth unless their company is forfeiting the bill?
Yeah, I think that's really a great question. And I believe it often boils down to perceived value and accountability. When a company pays for your education or your training, it's seen as a perk and you feel special, right? That they're investing in you rather than your actual own personal investment. And so without having any skin in the game, people might not take the education as seriously though. And that's part of the problem, right? They're not personally invested in the outcome when the company actually pays for the training. So it kind of does a flip role reversal sometimes if you don't take it seriously.
Yeah, that's right. And, we've been looking at this data. According to a 2023 LinkedIn Learning report, individuals who invest in their own professional development are 47% more likely to feel satisfied with their careers compared to those who rely solely on employer-provided training. We're not saying don't do training through your employer. Employers offer fantastic training, as Stacey and I know and can attest to. But it's really about showing that personal investment with this data correlates strongly with your career satisfaction, which is fascinating.
Yeah. And I mean, that's almost 50%. What? If that's not going to compel me, that statistic, I don't know what's going to. For me, it's been the reminder of you deserve this as well, which is what I want every listener to say. I deserve this. You should all say that. It really highlights how personal investment not only boosts satisfaction, but also likely impacts performance and career progression. It's really an amazing stat. And another study by the International Coach Federation found that 70% of people who engaged with the coach reported improved work performance and 80% improved self-confidence, which we talk about that all the time in self-doubt. And that's everyone has self-doubt at some time. So if I can increase that 80%, I'm in. These numbers really underscore the value of that coaching, what it has to provide in your own professional growth.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was having a conversation with a 22-year-old, and I said, I want to know what you need to hear from us in terms of your career and the things that you are most concerned with. Out of the 3 top things, one of them was self-confidence. So you hit on a really good point, Stacey. And let's not forget mentoring, right?
Yeah.
We do mentoring. We know what that brings, right? The Harvard Business Review published a study showing that 75% of executives said mentoring played a key role in their career advancement. Having a mentor provides personalized guidance, accountability, and support that you might not get from formal education, because what a mentor does is someone who's been down that path, gone through the same adversity, gone through the same challenges, gone through the same exercises, and can, rather learn from those who've gone down the path than go and repeat the same mistakes. That's what I say.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. For sure, mentors in my life have helped me with my career time and again, as well as coaches. And there's 2 different roles with those, right? So mentoring, coaching, continuous learning are all interconnected and contribute significantly to a person's career trajectory. Yeah. So no matter which industry you're in, everything continues to evolve. So whether you're in healthcare, finance, education, or any other field, new tools, methodologies, and best practices are constantly emerging. So by investing in your own education, whether through courses, workshops, or coaching, you ensure that you're not left behind. It's not just go to college, get that degree, get that job, and then you learn on the job anymore. You have to do both. You have to make sure that you're investing in yourself. So it opens up new opportunities as well for career advancement and, the most important thing, personal satisfaction.
Yeah, that's right. I want to just give you an example. So take AI, for example. The entrepreneurial community, which, we spoke about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship, a few weeks ago. And what's fascinating is it's really embracing AI and leveraging it to innovate, stay competitive, and I would say also compete, right, with some of the big organizations, because now they can scale in certain areas. So it's not just about understanding the technology itself, but it's also about how do you integrate it into your business processes, your marketing, your customer service, whatever it might be, right? Everything is out there. Everyone should be taking time right now, I don't care what role you have in the company, to learn about AI, because it's rapidly changing the way we do business. And when all these entrepreneurs also come up and all their startups come up, they're going to be expecting, right, that the bigger companies have embraced it. And when they do business with them, they're going to want to make sure that they have those AI capabilities.
Yeah, what a great example. I love that. And it's so true. We always talk about the corporations and how much bigger they are and how hard it is to turn that ship. And you can be a person to help turn that ship if you are in a large corporation, but you do need to keep up with the entrepreneurs that are moving things forward and the startups that are doing it. So for our listeners who are ready to take the next step in investing in themselves, here's what are some 5 key tips, Tracy, that we could go over?
Well, let's start with the first one. Setting clear goals. So before you invest time or money into learning anything, right, define what it is that you want to achieve. What's the value? So whether it's mastering a new skill, advancing to a higher position, or even transitioning to a different field, have clear goals. That will guide your investment. It'll also keep you focused. What do you think the next one is, Stace?
I think it's seek out mentors and coaches. We kind of talked about that already, but find experienced professionals who can provide guidance, share their experiences, and offer constructive feedback. A mentor or coach can help you navigate challenges and accelerate your growth in ways that self-study alone might not. There's also Absolutely. Embrace lifelong learning. Yeah. So number 3, embrace lifelong learning. Make a commitment to continuous education. This could be through formal courses, online classes, workshops, or even reading industry-related books and articles. Staying updated with the latest trends and technologies is crucial in today's fast-paced world, no matter what your role is and what industry you're in. Technology impacts us no matter where you're at. And then 4 is apply what you learn. Theory is important, but application solidifies knowledge. So look for opportunities to implement these new skills and concepts in your current role. And this not only reinforces your learning, but also demonstrates your initiative and value to your employer that you're working with. And then number 5 is network actively. We talk about this all the time.
Yes, we do.
Building a strong professional network can open doors to new opportunities, collaborations, and insights. Attend industry events, join professional organizations, and connect with peers and leaders in your field. Networking can provide support and resources that are invaluable for your career growth. And I just want to pause on that for a second, Tracy Ann. I don't think I know anyone that loves networking. Everyone says, oh, I got to do this, right? And so, yes, you have to do it. Let's just admit that. Find a way to work through it, but you need to go outside of the 4 walls of the organization or the group or whoever you work with day in and day out, because there's going to be a day that you're going to need that person in some way, or they're going to need you. It is definitely a two-way street when you network. And I have to pause on that because it is so critical to your career growth. And that is investing in yourself, is building that network. So I'd love to get your thoughts a little bit on that, Tracy Ann.
Yeah, I actually would love to do a session solely dedicated to networking, because here's the reality. We call it withdrawals and deposits. And while we may not enjoy the fact, because it's always extra, networking is extra, meaning that, hey, you've got your career, it's the evening, you got to go to a networking event. Oh my word, like that's a really lot of work, or you got to go to a gala, or you got to go to dinner. But here's the thing, and this is something that I learned later on in my career, because I was the same way when I first started working. I was very myopically focused, only focused on the company, that you can't start building your network when you start looking for a job, or when you get laid off, or that's not how this works, okay? You've got to have relationships, and you've got to look at it like, it's not about networking. It's about having meaningful relationships with people that you enjoy, that you can learn from, that can help you raise the bar and up your game. Like, that's the way to think about networking. And you should have FOMO if you're not in the room. The fear of missing out. Like, you should be I'm missing out. I do now when all of my, colleagues and friends get together and I'm not in the room. I hate it because I'm missing out, because I know that the conversation is going to be so valuable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a big deal, Stacey. It's such a big deal.
A big deal.
Great tips. So when we think about, just getting back to some of the statistics, actually, because I want to just touch on this. When we're talking about setting clear goals, the research from the American Society for Training and Development shows that individuals who set specific professional goals are 10 times more likely to achieve them compared to those who don't. That's very logical, right? Because you got a roadmap. It's like anything in life. If you want to lose 30 pounds, you have to plan for it. If you want to, build up, a skill, you've got to plan for it. You've got to fit it in your life. Well, it's the same thing. And when it comes to seeking out mentors and coaches, the benefits are really, really clear. That same study at Harvard said that with mentors, when you have those mentors, those individuals are promoted 5 times more often than those without. 5 times more often. Why? Because they're getting experience. They're learning. They're not doing it for the first time. They're being helped, they're being supported, and they're being taught by those individuals.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And lifelong learning is equally important. The World Economic Forum reports that by 2025, 50% of all employees will need reskilling due to the adoption of new technologies like AI. 50%, right? Yep. So investing in continuous education ensures you remain relevant and adaptable in the job market. So important.
So important. And really also applying what you learn and tying that back directly into your career advancement. There was a Gallup study, and it found that employees who use their strengths every day, and we discussed this because of Leadership Circle, which you've just gone through, they are 6 times more likely to be engaged on the job and 3 times more likely to report having an excellent quality of life. Why? Because they're applying those skills and they can enhance, according to the performance and job satisfaction. So the point is that, you need to have clarity on what you want your career to look like and where you need to invest. And invest. I hear a lot of parents say that they're saving up for college. And I love that. I think that is wonderful because I can tell you, my parents didn't put me through college. I had to do that myself. So here's the thing. If money can be put aside for kids' college, then money can be set aside for your college, meaning your continuous learning. Take 1%, 5%, 2%, doesn't matter what it is, but put it in the kitty.
I love that. So important, right? You worry about when you have children, how do you set them up for success? Well, one of those ways is setting yourself up for success so you can support them as they're going through that. And, we've been talking a lot about networking, but just so we can reinforce it even more, there's a stat that according to LinkedIn, 85% of all jobs are filled via networking. 85%. So if that doesn't give you enough initiative to say, I must attend that networking event, I'm not sure what will. But, building strong professional relationships can lead to these job opportunities, partnerships, and mentorships that you might not find through traditional job searching methods. I mean, I know Tracy Ann and myself, we have gotten board positions because of our networking. We've gotten other jobs because of our networking. We are part of that 85% for sure.
Yeah. And one thing, there has been a lot of layoffs in tech. We all know that. I mean, you all see the stats. It is significant, and it's not slowing down. Intel just did another one. Cisco just did another one, right? I mean, it's not slowing down. And, I know, Stacey, you're getting calls. I'm getting calls. People are, trying to lean into their network. One, here's what's really important. You may need to think about your career differently going forward. It may not be the same. It was a conversation I had on Friday with someone where I said, I want you to think outside of the box. The next role may not be the traditional role that you've had because the market is very interesting. The LinkedIn stat that you just mentioned is exactly the problem, right? You have 250 applicants. I don't even think, the 250th resume is getting in front of anybody that's hiring. I can tell you that now because the first thing they do is, who's in your network? I want to hire somebody that I know. I want to hire someone that I can trust. I want to hire someone that I know can do the job, right? So that's the first place you go. The resumes that come in, people you don't know, they're a second thought. They're not the first thought.
Right.
Stacey, just curious, do you have any stories about investing in yourself that's made a difference in your career?
Yeah, absolutely. So I decided to invest in a leadership coaching program and emotional intelligence as well, certification. And it wasn't something my company paid for, and they weren't really going to pay for either. So I took the initiative to fund it myself. It wasn't cheap, but I had to say, you know what? I'm worth it. This is what I know I need. That's for me. And that I have my passion around. And so the coaching sessions helped me develop crucial coaching, right? And leadership skills that I just kept improving. So yes, I've been a senior leader for many years, but it enhanced that. And I was able to be an even more effective leader through this coaching program and being a coach, because actually great leaders are coaches too. So that's something that we work with in our clients of how they can ask questions as a leader to be able to do that. So it also improved my communication. It boosted my confidence, of course, because it gave me more tools in my tool belt. And, because of this, I've continued to invest in myself every year. I find something and say, okay, what am I going to learn this year? It's actually part of my goals throughout the year, and say, what's the one thing I'm going to invest in for myself that I have passion around that's going to help me move forward with my other goals that I have in my life?
Right. Absolutely. It's a great example. It's a powerful example. And, I've done the same, over the last 12 months. And again, last 2 years is the only time I ever invested. And I thought to myself, like, why am I not investing in myself? Doesn't even make any sense why I wouldn't be investing in myself, right? Learning AI, I've taken AI courses, which has really opened up the way I think, and just the way I look at opportunities. The other one is, a vocal coach. It's never too late, and it's really opened up so many new opportunities for me that I personally would never have imagined, ever.
Yeah, you're right. You can't fathom like what opportunities are going to open up by you investing in yourself. Yeah. There are things that are going to open up by you being intentional, but then there's all these other things that happen too. So those are really great examples. And I will mention that even some of the things that we've learned, we've done together so we can be accountability partners to help each other when we have those busy times that we know, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff going on in my job, in my daily life, and now I need to spend time on this investment and training. And by having that accountability person, that has helped quite a bit to be able to push through. So another thing to think about. It really shows that investing in yourself pays off in multiple ways, whether it's through formal education, coaching, or simply dedicating time to develop new skills. There's so many ways to do that.
Yeah. And Stacey, you touched on something I know that has really made a difference, and that's that accountability partner. Having you there as an accountability partner, it's really helped to keep things on track, keep moving forward, keep making progress. Sometimes you're not making as much progress as you want, but you're making progress because you have that accountability partner. So I think that's a really important tip for all of you that Stacey brought up, because accountability partners make a massive difference. We tend to say, oh, well, work got busy. Oh, well, I had to do travel. Oh, I got the kids' games every weekend. When you got an accountability partner, yeah, you have all of that going on, but somehow you find a way.
That's the only way we got our book done, is that the fact that we co-authored it together. Because I tell people all the time, they're like, how was it writing the book? I'm like, well, if I didn't have Tracy as my co-author, I don't know if I would have gotten through it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was tough.
Yeah, exactly. So before we wrap up, let's summarize the key takeaways. First one, set clear goals. Define what you want to achieve to guide your investment in personal development. The second one, seeking out the mentors and the coaches. Leverage the experience and the guidance of others to really accelerate your growth. Embrace those lifelong learnings, continuously updating your skills and knowledge. Stay relevant and stay in the future, because that's where you'll shine in your career as well, because you'll know more than 90% of everyone you work with. Apply what you've learned, implement those new skills in your work, reinforce the learning and demonstrate value. And that last one, which we spent quite a bit of time on because it's that important, the networking actively. Build and maintain those professional relationships. You will not believe the amount of doors it'll open to new opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, spot on with those items. These are the steps that can make a significant impact on your career trajectory. So remember, investing in yourself is not a one-time event, but a continuous process that evolves throughout your entire career.
Yeah, and it's one of the best investments you can make in yourself, because it's not only about enhancing your skills and your knowledge, but it also boosts your confidence. And gives you more adaptability in an ever-changing job market. And one of the things people look at on your resume is, have you continued to learn? Have you continued to master the craft, right? And so when they see things that they know would help you in your career, and you've taken the opportunity, that's a plus. That's a big plus.
Yeah, absolutely. So whether it's taking online courses, hiring a coach, or simply dedicating time each week to read and learn, remember that your career is a lifelong journey. Investing in yourself is essential to keep moving forward and reaching new heights.
Could not agree more. So with that, this is a wrap. Thanks for joining us today. And thanks to all our listeners for tuning in. Remember, your career growth is in your hands, not someone else's. Invest in yourself and watch the possibilities unfold, because I promise you they will. They will.
Yeah, absolutely, Tracy Ann. And thank you. Thanks to our audience out there. Keep bringing your stories to us and let us know what you want to hear from us as well for future episodes.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to leadershipmomentspodcast.com, your favorite podcast, and follow us on social media for more tips and insights. And remember, together we can make a difference.
And that concludes another episode of Leadership Moments. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights in what we shared today. Remember, leadership is not defined solely by titles or positions, but by the choices we make and the moments that shape us.
Embrace the challenges that come your way, for they may be the very moments that propel you toward greatness. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories as well. Connect with us on our website at leadershipmomentspodcast.com or through social media on Instagram at Tracy_Ann Palmer.
And Stacey Castor _. Remember, your leadership moment could be just around the corner, waiting for you to seize it. This is Stacey Castor, and what doesn't challenge you won't change you.
And this is Tracy Ann Palmer. And be the change you wish to see in the world.